Okay, it appears that I don't have the recipe, so I've gone to orida.com to find it. They call it the Tater Tots topped casserole. I'm not happy about that. In my mind, it'll always be the tater tot hot dish. It also says, let's see, preheat oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I had to take all of the everything out of my oven to make sure it was empty, and then I thought I was turning the oven on and I was turning on one of the burners, so that tells you a lot right there. Okay, I need a 10-inch skillet over medium-high heat. What? Cook onions and ground beef until meat loses its red color. Spoon off any excess fat. Season with salt and pepper. Spread meat mixture in a baking dish. Cover with undiluted soup and top with layers of frozen. Bake for 45 minutes or until hot and bubbly. Okay, no. Orida, that is wrong. And there's my oven. It appears to be hot. Okay, I got it at 400 degrees, the oven. Apparently I am casserole dish challenged. I don't believe that I own one. But then that's part of the ordeal, isn't it? Because my kitchen is not for cooking. Just so everybody knows. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and at least I knew it was cream of celery. And people, does it matter if it's this or, and yes, I am gonna need that wine, damn it. Okay, let me go ahead and there will be no browning the meat. In my remembrance, okay, all of this, I think I won't need all of these potatoes here, but if I recall, this was like $3 maybe. Less than $1. This is a gift, so that's nice. I have no idea. I already had this. The meat was on sale, so let's see. What did I whip out for that? Ooh, $2.47. Yeah. And now here's the other thing. I mean, I barely paid $6 for all of this, so that's groovy. And who says groovy anymore? Okay. And then I'm not gonna film this, but I'll show you when it's done. If I remember correctly, and I will wash my hands first too. I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna crumple it up a little bit and put it in here. Then I am going to open this. Ooh, I need to get this I do actually have. Haha, I have one of these. This is what I want. Because then I'm gonna take the cream of celery soup and I'm gonna use this handy dandy little utensil here. I can't remember, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just sort of like use this to cover all the meat. And then I'm gonna put the tater tots on top. Well, first I'm gonna spray it with this though. And in the meantime, I just might have to fire up a glass of wine and get out my corkscrew. So see, we have the essentials. We have the really important things like corkscrews and something to plug up the wine with, because I'm not going to drink it all at once. And also, I'm sort of a wimp. First of all, these are my wine glasses of choice. They have snowmen on them. I love snowmen. And also my mother gave those to me, so I think of snowmen, I think of Minnesota, I think of my mom. Lovely. And then just so not to be too much of a, you know, like I could really chug that wine and do it very quickly. So my other thing that I like to do is mix it with some of that, and then just to be really festive, also to see the mixed berry, put a little fruit in there. So, you know, again, the essentials. It's not cooking, it's warming up. So, okay, let me do my prep work and get back to you. I was just thinking, how much meat did I use? So I used 1.24 pounds. Not even sure you need that much, but here's what it looks like, sort of just crumpled up there. And it's almost going to make it be like a little bit like a pie. But the other thing that I recall, because we're making this really easy, and also you don't want to be eating a whole bunch of meat fat, is I was sure to get the least amount of fat ground beef that I could get. Ooh, yeah, doesn't that look just so good? That's right, I used that, and I've already opened my wine, and I got the fruit in there at the bottom, mixed it. You can't really tell though, can you? No, you cannot, but that's alright. So, okay, let me go ahead and put some tater tots on there. Okay, so the bag here says, don't forget the Heinz ketchup. It's been so long since I had tater hot dish. I was trying to remember, didn't I need to eat it with ketchup? Because everybody knows, you know, ketchup is one of God's greatest creations. Sometimes that's why I order French fries, just to actually have the ketchup. But anyway, the recipe online said 4 ounces of tater tots. This bag is 2 pounds or 32 ounces, which would mean about 1/8. I have no freaking idea how much I put on there. And to be honest, I may never even cook the other half of this bag, because that would involve baking. And since I may not make this again for another 3-4 years, why not be generous with your tots? If you can see, I pretty much covered every spot. Every spot is totted, so that's good. And maybe this is about the best time to give my beverage a little sip. Oh, by the way, if you're noticing my little Black & Decker thing right there, I use it to keep the bugs away. You know, in California, every season is bug season, and I do believe it does help. Of course, a cleaner kitchen probably helps too. Not a lot of food. We don't keep any of our food above the or below the counter level. I think that helps. There, I got that at the NASCAR event in California, 2008. Jim Johnson won. Okay. Yeah. Now what am I gonna do? Oh, yes. So we put it in the oven. My oven has been preheating, and I'm gonna have to throw that away. And then it actually said 45 minutes, if I recall. That was the other thing, is I need to my poor timer is probably like about 500 years old, older than some people on this planet, a lot of people. So it's taped, it's been through everything, but it works really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 45 minutes. But I'm assuming, if I remember from the past, that it's gonna take even longer than that. So this actually is a good time of the year to be cooking it, because it's not so hot out. And I'll catch you when it's done. All right. Okay, maybe because my oven was actually preheated, which I never do, or that it was really spread out more like a pie than built up, it's done. And I have to say, if it wasn't for the blue pan, it's a nice brown mess. You like that? So the ketchup's really gonna add. And while I was gone and not drinking, all my fruit came to the top. So there you have it. And I'm gonna just take a little fork and take a little But, and oh, you know, that's the other thing I keep thinking. If they could only invent smell-o-vision, because I was sitting at my computer and, whoa baby, it was starting to smell good. So this bird's bite, bon appetit, it ought to be delish.